The number one question we get from a lot of people who want to live abroad is, how do I actually make money remotely? If you ever found yourself Googling how to get a remote job in 2025 or how to work from anywhere, you're in the right place, because in this video, we're breaking it all down so you can see exactly how to earn income from anywhere in the world without letting a job chain you to one city or country.
And we're not just going to be throwing random job titles at you. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly where to find these remote positions, what these roles actually pay, and which companies are hiring right now. So even if you don't have a fancy degree or years of experience, you can still get a remote job. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about one of the most practical remote jobs you can land in 2025 without any prior experience: customer service and support. Companies are finally waking up to how important it is to have real humans helping real customers, not just robots or auto emails that make you wait 24 hours for an answer. If communication is a skill you've mastered and you have the patience to handle different personalities, this is a solid entry point.
And the best part, you don't need a degree to get hired for this. Companies just care that you stay friendly, clear, and professional when people are frustrated, which, as we know, happens more often than we like. And what does the role actually look like? So a lot of the chat support roles means you're answering questions by text, which is great if you're introverted or you don't want to be on the phone all day. You'll be solving problems quickly and keeping things respectful, even when people are not being so friendly.
But of course, I know you're asking, who is hiring for these positions? Well, you can look into NextRep, Live Ops, and Working Solutions. Those are some great companies to check for. For some tips to help make your application stand out, fast typing skills go a really long way, and some advice when you're interviewing: you'll want to emphasize your written communication skills, ability to handle multiple conversations, and a strong customer service mindset. Be sure to highlight good problem-solving skills, because you'll often have to think on your feet, so be prepared to explain how you help people troubleshoot problems.
And one of the best things about this role is that it has a really low barrier to entry, and it's going to pay anywhere between $10 to $30 an hour, obviously depending on the company that you work for. There's also plenty of room to grow, because customer support is the backbone of so many remote-first companies. So if you're the calm, organized one in your friend group, this could be your first key to working from anywhere.
All right, let's break down one of the most simple, most beginner-friendly ways to earn remote income: data entry. I know it might not sound glamorous, but sometimes boring money is the best money when you're building your exit strategy. So data entry is exactly what it sounds like. You'll basically just be helping companies organize and update their information in their systems. Think like updating customer records, adding product info into a database, or keeping spreadsheets accurate for a business that does not have time to do it themselves.
It's work that always needs doing, but nobody wants to get stuck doing it in-house, so they're happy to pay someone reliable to handle it remotely. And what makes data entry so valuable is you don't need any fancy tech skills or a long resume to start, but you do need to be organized, pay attention to details, and communicate clearly if something looks off. If you're the organized friend who catches typos, triple checks the bill, color codes your grocery list, you're probably going to be better at this than you think.
A lot of people overlook data entry because they think it doesn't pay well, but the reality is, for a lot of our community who wants to live abroad in countries with a lower cost of living, $35 to $65K a year is a great start, and it's very attainable with a data entry job. And if you get a reputation for being fast and accurate, you can stack multiple contracts at once and move into specialized data roles down the line. What most people don't know is that data entry is an umbrella term. There are actually 11 job titles that people are totally unaware of that might be the perfect fit for you.
Let's get into some of those roles. The rest of them we've included in our remote work keys. So in the 2 remote work key guides, which we put together, it includes job boards that are hiring for all the roles that we're going to be discussing this month, search routines, pitch templates, and more. And you can find the links for them in the description below.
The first data entry job we highlight is a records coordinator, which makes $42K to $60K a year. Think of this as a digital librarian. You'll organize, maintain, and secure electronic and paper records for healthcare, education, and government organizations. The key here is showing your organizational skills and any experience with record management and software. Even basic computer skills can get you started, and you can take online certifications in medical coding, something to stand out. For growth potential, you can move into digital record management or become a compliance officer.
Another data entry role that's really good is a medical scribe, and that's going to come in at around $35,000 to $50,000 a year. So as a medical scribe, you're going to be documenting patient encounters in real time during medical exams. And yes, you can do this remotely. You're basically going to be taking detailed notes so doctors can focus on patient care instead of paperwork. So when you're looking for these roles, go ahead and search a medical scribe or clinical scribe to find those positions. And you're going to want to highlight any customer service experience or data entry skills that you have. This is a great entry point into the healthcare industry.
The next data entry job that we have for you guys is a chart retrieval specialist, and they make about $41,000 to $57,000 a year. Your job is to collect and manage medical health records for healthcare providers and ensure medical information is secure, accurate, and easily accessible. This role is perfect for detail-oriented people and often requires no degree. Any certifications in medical records management will give you an edge, but it is not required to start.
So when you're applying for these positions, you're going to really want to highlight your transferable skills like customer service, organization, attention to detail, and typing speed. You can also take free online courses to really show that you're committed to learning. Emphasize your reliability because remote work requires a lot of self-discipline, and you're going to want to customize your applications using keywords from the job postings. And don't undersell yourself. These companies need people and they are willing to train the right candidates.
Use data entry tools like Airtable, Asana, Trello. Those will keep you organized. And create a project where you can organize sample data into a spreadsheet to make yourself a stronger candidate to stand out from other applicants.
And by the way, this video is just part one of this series that we're planning. So if this video has been helpful and you want to see more videos like this from us, please like and comment and let us know. And you definitely want to be subscribed if you're not already, so you don't miss out on the other videos from this series. But getting back to more remote work roles, if you're the type of person who enjoys helping teams run smoothly and making sure everyone is taken care of, it sounds like maybe you're a people person and we got you. Let's talk about a job you might not even have realized that you can do remotely, and that is human resources. HR is one of the most overlooked remote job opportunities out there. Because when you think of HR, you're probably picturing someone sitting in a corporate office with a pile of forms and a phone that never stops ringing. But times are so much different now.
So many companies now have fully remote teams spread across different time zones, and they need good people behind the scenes, making sure things are running smoothly, policies stay clear, and employees feel supported. So what does remote HR look like in practice? You might be handling onboarding for new hires, helping them set up with contracts, benefits, and all the systems that they need. You could be managing payroll as well. If you're more of a people connector, you might help resolve conflicts or act as a go-to person for questions about company policies.
And some HR assistants even help plan remote team retreats or run virtual events to keep company culture strong. And as you can probably tell already, this work is way more than just pushing papers. It's about helping teams function better. And the good news, you don't need to have decades of corporate HR experience to start. If you've ever worked in admin, recruiting, office management, or even customer support, you probably have some of the skills that translate here. And that's going to be things like organizing info, communicating clearly, and just handling sensitive situations with respect.
Beginner HR roles like HR coordinator or an HR assistant often pay $20 to $35 an hour. And once you get a few projects under your belt, you can step up to roles like people operations manager or remote HR specialist. To find these jobs, LinkedIn is a gold mine for remote HR listings. Just use filters like remote and keywords like HR coordinator or people ops, and platforms like Indeed and We Work Remotely also have these jobs as well.
And if you want to build experience fast, go ahead and look at some small companies or startups. They often can't afford a huge HR team, but they desperately need someone organized and trustworthy to manage the people side of things.
Let's shift gears to something completely different that still has really good remote potential, and that is language tutoring. So if you're someone who enjoys connecting with people more than data, this might be the perfect alternative for you. As you can imagine by the job title, as a language tutor, you're expected to help students learn a new language or improve their existing language skills. The best part of this role is that you often don't need formal teaching credentials, just fluency in the language you're teaching and good communication skills. That's all you need.
On popular platforms, you can earn $10 to $15 an hour just having conversations with English learners. There are also some other platforms that let you set your own rates, with experienced tutors charging $20 to $25 an hour or more. And most of these platforms, they provide the lesson materials and the structure, so that's one less thing that you have to worry about. You don't need to create any curriculum from scratch, plus you can work as few or as many hours as you want. The pay is going to be based on the language that you're teaching though. So the more rare the language is, the higher your rates are going to be.
You can find job openings on Cambly, which is a very beginner-friendly, no teaching experience required platform, just conversation practice. italki is another platform and they allow you to set your own rates and schedule. Preply is another one that is similar to italki with a large student base. There's a couple other platforms and you'll be able to find them in our remote work key.
It's also good to know that what starts as a casual tutoring role can develop into a full teaching career. A lot of seasoned tutors create their own courses or materials to sell, and they build their personal brands on social media as language experts or transition into corporate language training, which pays significantly more. You can then even launch your own language school or online platforms. The most successful language tutors are able to diversify their income by creating YouTube channels with language tips, sell digital workbooks, and offering group classes. That's going to increase the hourly rate because you're going to be teaching multiple students simultaneously. So it's definitely safe to say there is growth potential here. But maybe you're a creative person and you enjoy making things look good, telling stories visually, or playing around with colors and layouts. And if that's you, working as a graphic web designer could be the right avenue for you, and trust me, the demand for it is huge. Starting out, graphic and web designers can make anywhere from $20 to $50 an hour, and you can grow fast as you get more confidence, build your portfolio, and learn to package your services in a way that feels valuable to people and to companies.
A lot of people hear design and think you have to be a fancy agency designer with a degree or have years of experience, but that's not the reality anymore. So many small businesses, coaches, creators, and even brick and mortar shops are finally waking up to the fact that they need good design if they want people to take them seriously online. So what does this look like in real life? Maybe you're helping a small brand refresh their logo so they don't look like they're living in 2009. You can also be designing Instagram post templates or Pinterest pins so that they can stay consistent and visually cohesive on different platforms without spending hours in Canva.
You could even be building simple websites on platforms like Squarespace, Wix, or Shopify. And trust me, most small business owners hate doing these kind of things themselves. So they'll happily pay someone who does it well and makes it look clean. And what I love about design work is just how flexible it is. You can sell tiny one-off projects like a logo or simple landing page, or you can grow that into monthly retainers where you're managing updates, branding tweaks, or providing seasonal graphics.
If you're more on the web design side, learn a few basics about responsive design. That just means making sure the site looks good on your phone, tablet, or desktop. You don't have to be a coding expert to do any of this anymore. Tools like Squarespace, Wix, Webflow, and Shopify are made for non-techie designers who know how to make things look clean and easy to navigate. To find your first job opportunity, start with Upwork or Fiverr.
And if you're feeling bold, you can pitch directly. If you see a website that looks like it hasn't been touched since the MySpace days, go ahead and screenshot it, mock up a quick redesign in Canva or Figma, and send it to the owner. These small tweaks can open up big doors, especially if you can clearly explain how a better design is going to help them get more clicks, more sales, or more trust. What's important to remember is that design isn't just about making things pretty. Even though visual appeal is definitely necessary, it's also more about helping someone's message come across clearly. So a good design is one of the first things people notice about a brand, so it's worth every penny for businesses that want to stand out.
But maybe you're listening to this and you're curious about a job that isn't just about how things look, but how they actually work for people, and that's where UX UI design comes in. UX UI design is one of those remote jobs a lot of people overcomplicate, but it's really about making websites, apps, or digital products easy and enjoyable to use. UX means user experience. Think about the flow. Where does someone click? What do they see next? Does this process make sense?
And UI means user interface. That's the look and the feel, the buttons, the fonts, colors, and the layouts that guide people through the experience. So while graphic and web design focuses more on visuals and branding, UX/UI design goes much deeper. You're asking questions like, how does someone actually move through this page? Where are they going to get stuck? How can we make this simpler? And businesses love this because good UX UI design turns those clicks into sales and keeps people from leaving a site in frustration or boredom. And one of the best parts about this role is that it is a skill that you can start developing today. There are so many free tools and courses that you can learn the basics from, and we do cover them in our remote work key.
So basically you can build practice projects for fun before ever even pitching to a client. The reality is small brands often don't have a UX designer on the payroll, but they do have outdated websites or confusing checkouts that frustrate customers. So if you're someone who loves problem solving and you're detail oriented, you naturally notice things like maybe a font should look better, maybe this button should be bigger, or why are there so many steps to buy this? It's those little things that you may notice, and that would make this position perfect for you.
Freelance gigs here are going to range from quick landing page audits, where you're giving feedback on what's working and what's not, all the way to full redesigns for apps, online stores, and even membership sites. And if you build a reputation for making things easy and visually appealing, you can build your referrals fast, because everyone knows a trash website is going to be money left on the table. Beginner UX UI roles can pay anywhere from $25 to $50 an hour, and once you have a few case studies, you can easily step into higher paying projects with startups or agencies that want a fresh pair of eyes on their user flow.
This might be your sweet spot. Start small, pick a website or an app that you use every day, take notes, sketch out your ideas in Figma or on paper, and that's the foundation.
The remote work landscape has completely changed, and there are so many legitimate opportunities out there that pay well and don't require experience. The key is knowing where to look and what to search for. So if this video helped you discover some new opportunities, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more remote work content. We're constantly researching new positions, and we're going to keep you guys updated on the best opportunities.
Drop a comment below and let us know which of these roles interests you the most and if you applied for any of them yet. And remember, everybody starts somewhere. These entry-level positions are stepping stones to building a successful remote career, so don't let lack of experience stop you from applying.
Thanks for watching, and we're going to catch you in the next video where we're going to share info about job boards that you can go to find companies that are hiring for remote work. We'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.